Hey, what's going on, gods? Black gods. Coach D'Amico's here, FearCoach, and I wanted to make this video specifically to black men, young black men. I always make my videos for black men, but this case I want to specifically talk to my young black men, preferably those between the ages of 16 to 25. All right, and the reason I'm targeting that group is because you guys are in a significant period of your life where you aren't trained with one essential skill that's going to be prevalent for the success of your future. And that one specific skill are to master emotional skills, to master your emotional responses and how you digest and deal with emotions. See, most of us as black guys, we weren't taught that. So a lot of that we had to learn by trial by error. And many of us, unfortunately, still haven't mastered that aspect of ourselves, which is our emotions. Now, don't get it confused. Many guys think that, your emotions are weakness, or when it comes to dealing with your emotions, they think a way that they master them is by suppressing them. And that's not mastering them at all. That's actually been succumbing to your emotions. When you get to a point where it's like, you know what, it doesn't matter anymore. You just shut down on yourself, and you think that you being strong and you being resilient. That's really you giving into your emotion, and therefore, emotions don't make you weak. Emotions make you human. You're a human being at the end of the day, and in order to become a highly functional human being, you need to acknowledge and master all aspects of yourself. So hopefully that makes sense to you so far. I'm going to be, over the next few weeks, breaking down different parts, different emotional aspects of you, the black god, that you need to master. Today, I'm going to focus on this one particular skill, that area of our emotions that we all experience, right? None of us are absent or excused from this area of our emotions. And that's mastering and dealing with rejection. Doom, doom, doom. Right, rejection. So you're talking about rejection. So, rejection basically is basically not being accepted based upon the standards of a person or institution. So you can get rejected from anybody or anything for any reason. All right, but I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to make it tangible, and I'm going to also put it in a way where, it's going to be really, really clear. I'm not going to get all scientific in it. So, but yeah, rejection comes in many forms. It could be a girl turning you down, you trying to approach her. It can be a girl you asking for, even the girl that you're dating, asking to take things to the next level by being exclusive and her turning you down. It can be rejection of marriage. It can be rejection of, asking for a promotion at work. Hell, it can be a rejection for applying for a job, a rejection from schools, rejection from training programs, rejection from business groups, etc., etc., etc. You're going to face all kinds of rejection throughout your life. Again, since you're a young black guy and you're between the ages 16 to 25, you're at a fertile time of your life where your emotions and everything is so volatile because due to your lack of living experience. Not saying you don't have experience, you haven't been through things, because you have. Trust me, I'm pretty sure you have. Most of us have. Especially being black and growing up in America, right? But you need to really master this skill now, because the older you get, the more, and this is why I'm specifically speaking to this group, because the older you get, the more centered in your ways and beliefs you become. And there are studies that back this up and everything. But generally, men in there about 34, 35, that age group and up, you usually can't. It's really hard to talk to because they already believe what they believe. They've experienced what they experienced, and they've allowed their past experiences to define and shape their beliefs to stringently be those things and to never waver from them. And therefore, while it assures us a level of self-confidence, it also they also elude a lot of useful information that can help them achieve a lot more in life, and operate more efficiently. So and this is why you don't see, when it comes to marketing companies, and when it comes to even music artists, when it comes to all type of brands, they usually market and cater to younger demographic, because they know the older demographic is stuck in their ways. Younger demographic is just more appealing to newer information, right? Newer things. So again, this is why I'm speaking to young black men, because you all are open to this, and you all need this skill. And again, it's better to master it now than have not mastered it at all, or to have to try to master it later on in life. So that's what rejection is. So what are some unhealthy responses to rejection? Well, you have unhealthy responses such as outbursts. You can have violent outbursts or verbal outbursts. It can be procrastination. Can be one of your unhealthy responses to rejection. So if you get rejected from a job or whatever, it could deter you from applying for more jobs, or can deter you from taking certain training classes, or deter you from taking on certain certifications. So you procrastinating all the things that can help you get the type of job you want, or to get the type of business you want kicked off, or to get in the type of school you want, or to even go after the type of girls that you want. It can cause you to start to procrastinate in those areas that you need to improve on, right? Threats. All right, you start making threats to yourself, bodily harm, or you make threats to your immediate loved ones, people you love, your parents, your friends, whomever, right? And then whoever is around you, you start making threats, because again, this is all unhealthy ways of how you deal with rejection. This is how you can kind of show yourself, okay, if you're dealing with rejection in a healthy way or unhealthy way. All right. And then so those are the unhealthy ways of dealing with rejection. And of course there's more, but those are just the main noticeable ones, the ones that you can easily acknowledge on your own and be like, okay, that's an unhealthy way of dealing with it, right? Again, so just outbursts. Seclusiveness. That's a big one. Seclusiveness is basically you saying, screw it, I'm gonna just be by myself, leave me alone, everybody. You're not responding to nobody. You're not, especially your loved ones, you're not, you're just being by yourself. It's not you getting away time to recoup. It's you secluding yourself intentionally, just to send a message to the outside world that since you don't care about me, I don't care about you. So I'm gonna hurt myself, or I'm gonna make you think I'm hurting myself, or I'm gonna try to hurt you by just saying F you, you know what I'm saying? Just I'm gonna seclude myself from you, then F you and all your problems. Deal with it on your own, right? Seclusiveness. All right, so what are some healthy ways to respond to rejection? All right, here are some healthy ways to do it. The first thing you want to do is never personalize a rejection. Here's a very helpful tool. It's never you personally that's getting rejected. All right, I know it's gonna sound weird, but hear me out. It's never you personally dealing with that's being rejected. It's the information between you and the entity that's getting rejected. So if it's a girl, it's not that you are personally the guy that she's not into or whatever. It's whatever it is she's perceived herself to have interest in. And if you're not within that perceived information, then she doesn't want it. That is the root cause of rejection. All right, it's the information. All right, it's the information that has the issue. It's not you, the individual. All right, because you can walk on and be, just as handsome to the next girl, be just as interesting to the next girl, or be just as cool and smart to the next girl. Right? Or even this again, it can be a job, that turns you down. It's not you, the person, that they don't think that's qualified to be able to do the task. Of course, you're a human being. They're looking for human beings, right? It's just the qualifications and specifications that they're looking for. That is just something that they're not seeing with what's being presented by you. So again, it's the information that's being rejected, not the person. Don't ever internalize it as you not being good enough, because you're the one having to face the rejection, even though the liaison between you and the entity is the information. All right. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If not, shoot me a DM and I'll explain further. All right. Or leave it in the comments and I'll explain further. All right. Shoot me a DM if you're dealing with something personal you need help with. All right. And then what's another healthy way? Healthy way. Another healthy way dealing with rejection is, I always understand this. Rejection is temporary, right? The immediate action of being rejected and rejecting something or somebody is temporary. It's how you internalize it that would determine its longevity, right? It's how you internalize it that would determine its impact, all right? Its severity. All right. So again, rejection the action is temporary. It happens like that. It's no, it's yes, it's maybe, it's I'll consider it. All right. The rejection is immediate. Again, how you internalize it, especially when you personalize it, then it becomes a part of your manifest destiny to have to overcome this rejection that happened years ago, decades ago, right? Because you allowed it to live within you. You gave it a place of residence. You don't give it a place of residence. It just happened. You moved on to the next. You don't know if you watch sports or not, but it's just like a shooter, like Steph Curry. He misses one shot. It happened. Shake it off. Come back. Take the next shot. Eventually, you're going to hit. And then eventually, when you start, all you need is to see one fall. As they say in basketball, you see one fall, then you have the confidence enough to make others fall right behind them. They do it with quarterbacks in football as well. So, that's what you want to consider is like, do you want to get this rejection a place to live within inside of you, or do you just want to make it a short-term visit? Make it a short-term guess. That's all depends upon you. At the end of the day, this is your temple, and it's up for you to preserve that temple and continue to make that temple better and better, or allow it to crumble from the inside out. Choice is always yours. All right, third but not least, is rejection is a natural response when you're trying to advance. When you're trying to get things or get into places or do or even persons that's better, when you're trying to advance, you're trying to do something better, rejection is a natural response up to it because you're not going to always meet the standard. And sometimes some of those standards aren't even for you to be met, which you won't find out till later on, right? Because a rejection has a magical essence of being able to build you and shape you into the type of person that you really need to be, and the type of person that you wanted to be that you didn't know existed for you. That's the odd thing. That's the odd magical thing about rejection. When you confront it, when you have healthy habits of dealing with rejection, all right, it just gets the fat off you. It gets the stuff that's not good for you off you. So an example of that can be, you've been rejected by a lot of certain girls. You chasing baddies left and right. Well, that rejection is teaching you that you need to level up, and can be teaching you need to level up in life, first off. And then it's also teaching you that you need to choose a better quality of women. Not only go after the women that are fine and for everybody, that are for the gram or whatever, but that you need to go after a woman that's also fine in quality, fine in physicality and quality. You know what I'm saying? That's not for everybody. Again, but you wouldn't go through that process or even follow that alternative route if it wasn't for the rejection, right? And if you didn't face that rejection, you would have never gained that experience, right? Because what a lot of black men make the mistake of doing is they allow the rejection to live within them, and therefore they say, oh, it's the girls that's the problem, it's the building that's the problem, it's the jobs that's the problem, it's the economy that's the problem. It's not that the problem is the problem. The information between me and the entity is not that that's the problem, right? It's not that something that's within my control, it's them, right? And therefore they never obtain those things. They become really bitter, they become really sour, they never really grow, all right? So how will, mastering rejection help me? How will it help you, Black God? One, it's going to help you stay alive, right? It's going to keep you alive. That's what mastering rejection can do. Again, it comes with all those growth patterns. Because again, if you don't know to get better or what areas you need to improve on, that could be, for your physical health. That could be for, again, your economic health, as far as launching your business, as far as, getting a great job, etc. All right. Even getting turned down for a housing loan is rejection, but again, if you don't know, you don't get that rejection, you won't know what things to go back and work on with your credit, or to go get a credit advisor, to a consultant to help you improve your credit. All right. Let's see. It will help you become more efficient at reaching your goals. Again, it's going to sculpt the best out of you. All right. When you embrace it. All right. Because you're going to improve, because you're going to get tired of getting rejected. You're going to try to find ways around it, and ways around it that those oftentimes when you find ways around it, those ways often benefit you to your betterment as far as it improves you, especially when that rejection leads to improvement. You'll be able to help more of those around you. Again, not only will you be able to do things because you'll be in better positions, do better by and for everyone else, you also become equipped with the experience like I have right now, with the lessons I have right now, to be able to teach other black guys, right? To be able to help other black guys through what they're going through with your friends. It can be your followers. It can be, your mentees. It can be whomever. You can help them go through things that you've went through and succeeded past, right? And then you'll become more self-sufficient black man at a younger age in a longer period. So if you work on this, mastering this rejection now, then you have a longer period of time to where you become self-sufficient, and that gives you more room to master yourself, and that gives you more opportunity to be able to have more than your predecessors that have come after you. So me, I'm 30. If I started today at 30, okay, well, I got the rest of my life to keep mastering this. But if you started at 20, 15, 16, you got about 10, 12-year gap on me. So therefore, you're able to even maximize even more that time, that length of time, right? So, and let me see. Let me see if I can give you any kind of and before I say that, but I'm only taking on 3 clients this week. If you're interested in my one-on-one fear coaching, where I offer you the clarity and the problems that you're dealing with, and I give you specific strategy on how to confront the fear that's keeping you from obtaining a life-changing goal, shoot me a DM to join my black men's group. It's specifically for black men. If you're interested in that, I only do 1 group a month. Just shoot me a DM, and we'll set up a 15-minute free talk. Also, my book, The Other Side of Fear, is available on Amazon, the paperback. All right, so go get that. Link is in the bio. If you are interested in an autograph copy, well, I'm literally going to not only sign it all for you, I'm also going to, do a little video showing that I'm signing it all for you specifically and send it off to you. Shoot me a DM and I'll get you all set with that as well. But let me see, what rejection have I faced? I faced a lot of rejection before. I've been rejected by damn near every entity I went over. Girls. I tell you what, I made a recent video about one girl that I got rejected from, where she basically, I wasn't making enough money for her luxury desires, right? So that me now, had I avoided that rejection, I would have probably been foolish enough to make economic foolish mistakes that wouldn't have got me to where I am right now, which is I'm doing really well. I should have just got pre-approved for a house. So that's one way of facing it. Having faced it and not facing it. Also, I've been rejected by schools trying to get it. I remember when I was trying to get into colleges, I had issues getting into colleges because a lot of colleges wouldn't accept me because I didn't have the proper paperwork, I didn't have the right classes, and didn't have the right scores, and I couldn't get the money also to get into certain schools. So that's rejection. But it taught me how to go around the system. Like, had I not faced that rejection, how I would have forced it, try to make it somehow, some way, then avoiding that rejection, I'd be sitting in like $60,000, $30,000 of debt right now. Instead, I don't have any school loans. $0 school loans, right? So, had I not, faced that rejection and found alternative routes, not only in finding those alternative routes, I found out how the school system, education system really works and how to make it work for me, right? So, if it was up to me, I wouldn't even, if I knew what I know now, I wouldn't even go to a full sale university, a big university, especially not no college for profit. Do not go to no for-profit college. But I wouldn't even go to no big university. I'd go to a small state college or technical school, get a 2-year degree in a special skill in trade, something that's not gonna cost me no more than $6,000 in tuition, and get that trade, get that little 2 degree or that certification. Go get employed in that field, because you got to start as an apprentice. And why not get paid as an apprentice? Start in that field, build about 2-3 years up of experience in working in that field, enough to where I can go into business for myself, and also at the same time, if I want to go to college to increase my value within the market, I can go to college and pay for it. Either the company you'll be working with will help you pay for it, or you pay for it yourself cash. So that's what I would really do. But again, rejected by that, rejected by jobs. I got stories for days. I might be only 30, but like many of you black guys out there, I've had my fair share of a lot of experiences as well. So hopefully this is useful for you. If this is useful for you, please share it with another black guy. Please refer them to my page. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, FearCoach D'Amicos. I'm on Instagram, Coaching for Black Men. Excuse me, Coaching for Black Men is on my Instagram, Facebook, FearCoach D'Amicos, and Coaching for Black Men as well. So, all right, appreciate it. That's all I got for y'all. Remember, it's a God thing. You won't understand. All right, I'm out.